Hi, this is Dean from Worldwide Trekking, and today I'm talking about Ireland and our trip on the Dingle Peninsula and really about the rain. Ireland is known for rainy days, and although, you have the wettest months of the year, which would be like October, December, January, that time of year would be their wettest month. You got to remember that Ireland is an island on the Atlantic Ocean. You're going to see rain perhaps every month of the year for sure, some more than others. The driest months of the year would be April, May. Those are the times of year when we typically go, but we next year have a trip going in June. And no matter what time of year you're going, you need to prepare yourself for the elements outdoors. And rain would be one of those months that you would want to prepare yourself for. Rain would be one of those things that you would want to prepare yourself for, no matter what month of the year that you would be going. No matter where your adventure is around the world, you want to be prepared for maybe the worst case scenario so that you can be comfortable and safe on your adventure. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the rain gear that would help keep you comfortable and help you enjoy your trip, even if you have a rainy day. This past year, we had three trips in Ireland. We trekked the Dingle Peninsula from village to village on our trips. And those are days where we're hiking through farms, country roads, along the water with big scenic views of the ocean. The weather changes as we go. On our first trip this last year, we had beautiful weather throughout the whole trip. On the second trip that I guided this last year, we had really nice days. We had some rainy days, and the temperatures those times of year, April, May, are pretty mild as far as cold goes. So we're protecting ourselves from the rain, but as long as you layer up with the rain, you're quite comfortable with your temperature, which would be another concern if you were to go where you're on a trip where you're going to get wet, but also have cold temperatures. You want to avoid hypothermia, some of the worst case scenarios. So generally, if you have the rain gear that you need, although you might get wet during the day, you can dry out in the evening. I'm going to go over some of the gear that you would want to have for sure on an Ireland trip. And maybe you have sunny days, maybe you have overcast days, maybe you have rainy days. Rainy days can be exciting, can be fun, and it's all really about how you're prepared. So first off, I have a jacket like this. This is a windbreaker shell. This is not a rain jacket. This one's made by the North Face, a very good brand, but nonetheless, it's not water repellent at all, and not something that you would want to bring to, fight against the rain. You want more of a rain jacket. This is another North Face brand. This is their high vent jacket. And you can just tell from the material inside that it's a more water repellent layer. I would say that when it comes to rainwear, no matter what rainwear you bring, unless it's a rubberized, non-breathable rain suit, it's not going to be waterproof. It's going to be water repellent. If it rains outside for any extended period of time, you are going to get wet through that layer. So I like, and what we're wearing, my guides are wearing, myself as well, is this is made by Cool, the brand Cool, and it's their rain jacket. And the rain jacket, it's hooded, it's more water repellent, but it is going to wet through if you're out there for a rainy day where it rains for an extended period of time. So we have to keep that in mind, the way that we layer underneath it. You want to start with a poly T type layer, t-shirt that's, poly t-shirt type layer. And then you go to something that has a little bit heavier poly material that is a long sleeve, and then you could even layer up a little heavier layer if you were cold and had your shell jacket on. The shell jacket with the hood is good. It keeps your head more protected. And what that's going to do, even if it wets through on an extended rainy day, It's going to also hold in your body temperature. So it's going to keep you comfortable even though you're wet. A couple of other things that are really important to have is a good pair of shell pants. This is actually a pair by Black Diamond. Any of the major manufacturers, Black Diamond, Cool, Patagonia, North Face, Marmont, Arc'teryx, they're all making really high quality rainwear. It all is mostly gonna wet through. It's gonna be water repellent, not waterproof. Okay, unless it's a rubberized jacket and pants, which is uncomfortable to hike in because it doesn't breathe the other way. So you sweat underneath and it doesn't really breathe, okay, as well. So this is a pair of waterproof pants. And I think when you get to better name brands, Cool, Black Diamond, North Face, Patagonia, and alike, you're going to have better materials. You're also going to have things that fit better. So you're not wearing a big pair of pants that are just massively baggy because you got to remember that along with these, you're also hiking. So you want something that fits well, can layer over. I could wear a pair of shorts and throw my rain pants over them. I could wear a pair of trekking pants and throw my rain pants over them. Or I could wear a pair of like thermals. Maybe I have a pair of thermals that I cut off at the knee and then I wear my rain pants over them because I know it's raining. It's going to be raining all day. I want to be comfortable on my hike and I'm going to wear my full shell layers throughout the whole day. From the time we leave the bed and breakfast until the 10 miles that we hike to the next village, to the next bed and breakfast, where I'll dry my stuff out that evening. A couple of other things that are important to think about and important to have is, let's see here, each day you're going to have a day pack. Your day pack is the thing that's holding your water, perhaps your lunch, maybe some layer changes. And with your day pack, this is a Gregory brand. A lot of the times, the Gregory brand packs come with a rain shell that goes over a pack cover. Okay. So sometimes they come with the pack cover, sometimes they don't. If you have a different brand day pack, you could have this is a Sea to Summit rain pack cover, and a lot of companies make them. It is a good idea when you get this. The nice thing about the Gregory brand that comes with it, this is an 18-liter day pack. It's going to fit the cover that comes with it. If it doesn't, and you come with something separate, this is a cover that can go right over the top of your whole pack. Okay. So this fits over the pack like a little rain protector. And now my pack is more dry when I hike with it. And it's protected from the rain. This is a good shell material. Eventually, these can wet through as well. I think one of the hacks, one of the things that I do that helps no matter what, I like to have the rain pack cover over my day pack just because I want to keep this as dry as possible. I don't want it totally waterlogged when I get to the next village because I want to dry it out the best I can overnight. And I'm going to talk about how to dry some things out as well. But one of the things that I like to do in my day pack, even if I use that shell cover, I have a small rain uh, bag. And this bag goes in my day pack, and then I know that I can put things in here in a waterproof bag, with the sealed tight top that you can get, on Amazon. This is a worldwide trekking one. These are waterproof. I can throw this in a lake and it can float across the top of the water and it stays waterproof. You can get these relatively cheap, the lightweight ones. You don't need the really heavy duty river durable, thick, heavy um, uh, rain bag or waterproof bag. But this one is perfect for in my day pack. What can I put in here? I can put a layer change. I could put some light gloves, things I really want to keep dry in case throughout the day I start to, you know, get a different temperature. I'm getting more fatigued. I need to add a layer, that kind of thing. I could also put my sandwich in here and my snacks so that stuff doesn't get wet. I can pack everything that would go in my day pack in here. Now seal this off and just put it right inside of my day pack for the day. And now I really know that the gear that I have is going to stay dry, what I really want to keep dry, even if my day pack gets wet, or even if my pack cover wets through, it's going to help me out. So those are a few things that make a big difference. The jacket, the pants, really super important. It's going to regulate your body temp. Even on a rainy day, you're going to be warm and comfortable as you can be with the rain coming down. And rainy days, like I say, they can be really beautiful. They can be nice to hike in, but if you're cold and wet, boy, that can be really miserable. So we want to avoid that at all cost. A couple other small things that make a big difference on a full-on rainy day, if we run into a rainy day, is a poncho. And ponchos, there's different types of ponchos. There's this bigger type of poncho. You can buy a poncho easily for $20, $15. Again, if you invest a little bit more, you're usually going to get better quality materials. I use this C to Summit. It's a little smaller. And when I open this up and use this, it's not so massive and bulky. It's a little bit more. Ponchos in generally are going to be blousy and that, but it does have a little bit better material texture. You can feel it in the quality, just like anything you put your hands on, you can feel the quality of it. But you're looking something, this Sea to Summit brand is going to be more like 60, $70, depending on where you buy it and when you buy it. A regular big poncho is good regardless. What does a poncho do? A poncho now oftentimes can be more waterproof. It can be a layer that really is a little bit more of a shell material, not so much of a real waterproof material, not so much of a breathable layer, but they are quite blousy, so you can air vent underneath it a little bit more. And the nice thing about a poncho is it's going to go over you and it's going to go over your day pack at the same time. So it's going to kind of do both in an environment like Ireland, where again, we can have beautiful days, we can have overcast days, we can have showery days, and we can have full on rainy days. If you're prepared with a good pair of shell pants and a good shell jacket, and a name brand is good because it's going to have a better quality material. It's also going to fit better and it's going to function better when you're hiking on the trail, walking for long periods of time. And then a rain poncho, if it rains really hard and you need to take a break and you're just sitting there, you might have to eat your lunch and be exposed to the outdoor elements, and rain is that day. It's going to make you a little bit more well protected, and they can be a little bit cumbersome to hike with. You got to get used to it a little bit. You don't see your feet so well. So on trails where you want to see your foot placement, it can make a little bit of a difference, but you can manage that. Even a rain poncho, a higher quality rain poncho is going to be a nicer material. It's going to fit a little bit better. And I often find that wearing a baseball hat with a rain poncho is nice because the brim of the hat keeps the hooded poncho, which is often really pretty big, out of your eyes and your field of vision. So that's going to help out a little bit. But I find a rain poncho along with the rain pants and the rain jacket are really critical, essential on a trip like Ireland where you could encounter a full on rainy day. And that way you can be safe because you're warm and comfortable as you can be and enjoy the rainy day because you're in Ireland and that might be fun. Another thing that can be helpful, another rain preventative thing is a small pop-up umbrella. So one of these pop-up umbrellas, I'm not going to open it because I don't want to give myself bad luck, but a small pop-up umbrella like this that extends out. I can have this. And when this could, maybe I don't want to hike with it because I want my hands free and I'm using my trekking poles, that kind of thing. It could be a good thing for when you do want to take a break. If you do want to eat your lunch, extend the umbrella out and just get really out of the rain so you can eat, drink, sit there and relax, get a rest in with your umbrella up, and really kind of somewhat get out of the rain. At least it's not raining right down on your head while you took a break, maybe eat your lunch and that kind of thing. So a small pop-up umbrella, I go small, light is always good, and you do have to carry it along the way. So that's going to really help out. But being on a trip in Ireland, the time of year that we go, April, May, June, throughout the summer months, you could be less likely to have rain, but chances are that if you're there on a multi-day trip, you're going to encounter a rainy day, a rainy afternoon, perhaps a full-on rainy day. Do yourself a favor, protect yourself well with a high quality pair of shell pants, a shell jacket, a jacket that's a rain jacket, or even a one that's a little bit more of like a Gore-Tex or a little heavier material is going to be good. It's going to help insulate you and keep your body temperature warm on a rainy day where, after a while being rained on can be something that cools you off quite a bit. So you want to think about that. But all of those things, the rain pants, the rain jacket, the poncho, the pop-up umbrella, are all really good to have. If you don't need it, great. If you do need it, you really want it. Higher quality in those departments is going to help you out, be more comfortable, fit you better, function better when you hike for long periods of time on the trail. And in the end, if you're properly prepared, no matter what Mother Nature gives you, you can be comfortable on the trail and know that you're just going to have a good time regardless. You don't want to wake up and look at a rainy day and think, oh, bummer, I'm going to have a bad day. You want to look and look up and know it's raining and look outside and say, like, well, I've got the right gear and we're going to go out and use some of that gear I invested in and make it a great day. So that no matter what Mother Nature gives us, if you're prepared, you're going to be more comfortable, you're going to have a better day, and you're going to be safe on your trek on the Dingle Peninsula with us in Ireland. And if, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're always happy to answer those. And I look forward to seeing you on a trip to Ireland to trek the Dingle Peninsula and have a great time. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us out.